Whilst this video does cover the topics in the title, I want to quickly comment and say I do not endorse pirating, or am I saying that the websites included act like this and or associated themselves with criminals and other no-gooders who use schemes like this. Websites like G2A, CD keys, Penguin all act in a very grey area, with keys oftentimes being stolen, invalid, or not sourced from the publishers. On top of this, these websites usually don't have the rights to be selling these codes. The key you are using may be valid, but it doesn't mean the developers are getting any money from it. This creates a very interesting dynamic, with having to pay someone for something that is pirated, which also increases the chance of more pirates, due to the want to make more money. Simple basic economy, like economics. You want more money, I'm going to get more money. Sometimes these codes are brought from somewhere else, where the games are much cheaper, and then resold online for a profit. This causes a really big issue with developers, as they get a much lower amount for their money. But this is the best thing that can happen to them when they buy these websites, is you buy something from somewhere else and you get it for cheaper. For example, I buy a code of Red Dead Redemption 2 from an Indian storefront, the equivalent of £5, I then resell this at 20. I'm not only giving a £15 profit, basically for no attempt at all, but also I'm then getting rid of a lot of the possible profit from the developers. With more and more people using websites like this each day, it slowly chips away at profits and break-even opportunities, reducing these chances for developers to be able to maintain a game in the long run. This will rarely affect companies like Rockstar, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, etc., as there are such a large amount of people paying for the product at such a high profit margin, really doesn't affect them. However, indie developers get absolutely slammed in this situation. This is the best example you can have in this situation. I'll break more onto it in a second. But they get hit the hardest even when this is happening, because there's more people paying for the game, but they're getting such a low amount, and they're also having less people, like having more people pay, and they're cheaper for it. It really hinders them. The only thing they have going for them is, oh, look at all our players. And if you're creating an art piece, that's good, but yeah. However, this is not the only way it's done. The thing where I mentioned a second ago about the Red Dead Redemption keys, this is not the only common way it's done. It's done in multiple different ways. Another way they do it is if you have a stolen credit card, you can buy a key / a game and then resell it for a lot less money than you bought it with your stolen money. And you can spend with little suspicion, because it's quite simple. Look, I steal £1,000 worth of game cards. I then spend £1,000 of that on keys for games. I put them to one of these resellers and they sell it. Say, for example, I buy the new COD for 70. I then resell that key card for 50. I'm then losing 20 quid profit on each of them. However, I'm effectively laundering this money. It works in multiple different options, but it's safe for like criminals, because it's very hard to track them down, because effectively what it's doing is you're putting in a key and then the money, which you're like spending the money, getting a key, that key is then going onto a website, and then that website is then giving you the money other ways. GTA themselves are not laundering the money, however the criminals are using it to launder, if that makes any sense. There's another thing as well that really hurts. Whenever you purchase something with a stolen credit card, eventually it is going to be rescinded. Like, the bank is going to realize that it's a scam, that money's stolen, they're going to get the money back. The developers get a chargeback for this. Not only are they losing the initial profits, they are also then losing a chargeback from each and every single purchase. This may be 20p, this may be 5p, it may be in any amount, but it's always going to be an amount. And this really, really hinders the game developers, because they're not only losing money, they're also losing a potential buyer from a game key. Effectively, the game's being sold for nothing, and the finances are taking a tank. It's unfair on all developers. Even if you don't agree with a lot of people's decisions, it's unfair on them. This is often why game developers will say they prefer people to pirate instead of buy from these websites. Also, because the more money GTA makes, the more money they can expand, then the more money they can take from these companies. Simple, just as simple as that. However, because of the way these companies operate, it is not illegal, but they do allow and enable criminals to launder their money, completely ruining average people's lives with increased credit card stealing and causing a large loss of money to game devs. Effectively, the whole conversation of this video is how they are slowly, the more they expand, the more chances of stealing money, because people see, oh look, it's an even easier way to launder money, and then from that, it's causing a much larger loss to game devs whenever they then have to take more money from. It's because more people are becoming aware of CD keys, GTA, and it's just an infinite cycle. Anyways, that's not a very long video. I just kind of thought it's a very interesting topic to talk about. If you've enjoyed this video and you've got any feedback for me, please share it with me. I'm trying to get a bit different with the editing, trying to get a bit different with the voice. I've tried a bit more of a soundproof system this time, because I've realised a lot of the time the background sounds quite bad. Anything else you want to share with me, please go ahead. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.